It's car con carne. Let's eat in the car. It's car con carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
And we are. We're very live. It's Car con Carne, sponsored by C&H Financial Services. That right there on screen right now, that is hockey legend. One of hockey's all-time best goaltenders. He's a Hall of Famer. He's an Olympic gold medalist. He's a Stanley Cup winner. He's Ed Belfour, former Blackhawk. He's also a world-class distiller of some of the best whiskey and rye you'll ever have. Ed is actually missing from the screen right now. He will be with us shortly. I think we're having technical difficulty, which is...
I can see you.
You can see me. I can't see you, though.
Oh.
There you are. There's your handsome mug. All right. We're all good. So... there you are sharing a screen with me. Over there, there's whiskey, there's rye, there's bourbon and rye from Belfour Spirits. We'll talk about hockey, but let's start with starting your own distillery. This isn't something you just say, I want to make bourbon, and then the next day you're a bourbon maker. This has to be a methodical, deliberate process.
Yeah, it started about 6 years ago with my son, Dane, and my daughter, Reagan. We started looking into what it would take to start making whiskey, and both Dane and I went to school to learn how to make it. We had a lot of fun doing that. We learned all about the process, the barrel selections, the glass, which is, by the way, that's a custom bottle that we designed. It took us about 2 years to design that package. I tell everybody
it's
that's
gorgeous.
About version 100.
I love I wanted to talk about the look too, because
we had a lot of, it's very Gatsby-like,
very Art Deco,
1920s. Yep, very Art Deco. We wanted a very unique package, something that would catch people's eye on the shelves. And it has done that very well. It's won some awards, the packaging. So we're very proud of the packaging, and we're even more proud of the juice that goes in the bottle. Our first 12 barrels that Dane made himself. That's our straight rye whiskey, and it's a beautiful package. You'll recognize it. It looks very similar to something very dear to our hearts that we won in '99 with the Dallas Stars. So there's a chalice on top. Here, I'll grab it.
Yeah.
1 second.
Although your video, you're not showing up on video. I think you have a choppy connection. I can hear your voice, but I can't see you move about. He's going to go fetch some rye. I do like that static picture of Ed, though. That's something. You can see me move around.
Can you see me now?
I can't. I can hear you, though, and that's half the battle, I guess. We can't see the bottle you're holding up. I cannot.
You can't see me now?
No, I just have a screen frozen with your face. But we can keep talking. Wait. There we go. I think. Oh, look at that. That's a work of art right there. That is a work of art. Yeah, I think I recognize the top of that bottle.
So this represents the first 12 barrels that Dane made himself. And so there's only approximately 2,600 bottles of this.
Wow.
It's straight rye whiskey. It's 100 proof. And it turned out just amazing. When we first tried it, it was about 5 months of age, and it was just a wonderful product, even at that young age of 5 months. It was just had so much beautiful aromas and flavors to it. So we're very proud of this. Dane, like I said, he made it himself. I remember the day he filled the last barrel up. He called me. He was sipping on the White Dog, and he's like, "Dad, it's so good." And he was crying. That's how emotional it was for him to make those first 12 barrels. And it was just, a lot of fun doing that with Dane. And,
I bet.
I know that it meant so much to him. Now we have somewhere in the neighborhood of 2,200 barrels aging between rye whiskey and bourbon whiskey.
Which is what I have right here.
Our Texas, yeah. You have
The-
the Texas pecan, and you have
Texas
our
pecan
our
and the
regular
rye.
rye whiskey.
Now the colors,
Yeah.
the rye is definitely a deeper color. Does that have to do with the barrels used to make the rye? Am I losing you?
Yeah, so all of our products, everyone to enjoy them. They they're sipping whiskey. They taste great, neat, very smooth, easy to drink, and that's the way we designed it. With our mash bills being very balanced mash bills, and the barrels that we select for each product. There's a lot of thought goes into each one of those. A lot of testing. So what you're sampling there, that's probably the better part of a year of experimenting and trying to figure out what barrels work the best with which product. And, we work hard at that. Like right now I'm working on our regular bourbon, which we're not going to bring it out until it's perfect. And our pecan bourbon we feel is an awesome product, and we get a lot of compliments on it. And, people find it very easy to drink.
So with the bourbon in my hand right now, the pecan bourbon, what am I looking for? A smoky taste, molasses? What am I tasting for?
Yeah, there's a little bit of smoke there. We get a lot of people say like vanilla bomb. So there's some vanillas in there, some caramel, but you'll notice quite a bit of smokiness to it. And it does really well in old fashions. You bring out that nice smoke, and roasted nuts. I get that one quite a bit. But
there's a lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Everyone's a little different. I mean, some people, they can pick up some brown sugar notes and stuff like that, almonds. But it's a beautiful product, very easy to drink.
So the rye will have more bite than the bourbon, won't it?
Yeah, the rye has more bite than the bourbon, but for a rye, our rye is very, very smooth. It's not over spiced like some ryes are very, very spicy. Ours will suit the bourbon drinker perfectly. It's easy. It's really balanced. Very smooth and sweet is my opinion of it.
It is. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. I think it's 5 o'clock in Lisbon right now. So this is perfect.
Yeah. So we love that product. It doesn't taste like our other rye. Our straight rye is probably a little bit more suited towards a Scotch drinker. And we think both products are wonderful. They have the same mash bill, but they don't taste anything alike because of the yeast that used in the one versus the other, and also the barrel selections that they age in. And that makes a huge difference.
I want to thank the people who are watching right now on Facebook. They're working from home. Eric, Chris, Skoish says, Belfour, Brendan, Lisa, Michael, Phil, Dan, Jim, Edward, Steve, Dan, a lot of other people. Eric says, huge fan when I was a kid. You could be a huge fan now. If you liked him playing hockey, you're going to love his whiskey products. Ed Belfour right here. So as far as the launch goes and the rollout and distribution, I know there's a place maybe 15 minutes from where I live, Norwood Park, where I can get this. You are slowly penetrating the U.S. with Belfour.
Yeah,
right?
We started out in Illinois, and so we're at like Kenwood's. We're at the Liquor Barn, Garfield's, Sal's, Sunset Foods, Beanies, and I may say this wrong, but is it Antioch Fine Wines?
Say it again.
I think it's Antioch or Antioch.
Probably Antioch.
Fine
Way up
wine.
north. Yeah.
Antioch.
Yeah.
We're at their place too. So we started. We're also in North Dakota, South Dakota now. Soon to be in Missouri. Soon to be in Tennessee and Arizona. So it's a quite a lengthy process to try to get in, every state, and we're working diligently at doing that. Our goal is obviously be all across North America. With what's
Sure.
happened here with the COVID, it sure put a damper on, us moving into new states and stuff. But we work hard at it behind the scenes, and we're getting prepped and ready as soon as things open up again.
Do you ever have moments running your business now, being an entrepreneur, where you say, "Oh man, playing hockey was so much easier than this"?
Yeah. There's some days where, there's so much red tape and behind the scenes stuff that you never would have thought of, and the legalities of things. And, just there's a lot of things that we didn't know about and we're learning every day about. But, playing hockey, since I was 4 or 5 years old, that it's just became, an everyday routine and something that you just love to do every day. And definitely look back at it sometimes and like, it was a lot easier playing goal than it is making whiskey some days. But it's a lot of fun what we do, and I enjoy working on it every day, just like I did, throughout my hockey career. I loved going to the rink. Well, now we have a team of 10 of us on Belfour Spirits, and it's really enjoyable when we get together for meetings and talk about the business and what our next moves are going to be. And, now we have to have these meetings on these Zoom calls, but, we still get a chance to talk twice a week with our team, strategize and get ready for the next week coming up. And I just love it. I enjoy that atmosphere of being on a team. I've been that way most of my life, so pretty natural fit for both Dane and I.
Makes sense. Can we jump around just in big, broad terms of your hockey career?
Yeah, you bet.
Blackhawks in the early 90s, the team was on fire. What do you remember from those early days? When you took over as starting goalie, what was life like for you, Ed?
Yeah, that was a dream come true to sign with the Blackhawks. That was my favorite team as a little boy. And, getting to play for an original six and playing for my favorite team was a dream come true. It was just an amazing time for me to, play in the old Chicago Stadium. The fans were right on top of you. They were so loud. The national anthem was amazing. And to wear the Indian head, I played for the Fighting Sioux at North Dakota, so same head. And it was just awesome. I'll never forget those days. So thankful to Bob Pulford. John Marks helped get me to the Blackhawks. Daryl Sutter was always in my corner, really helped me throughout my career. Mike Keenan gave me my chance there. But all my teammates that, I keep in touch with over the years, Mike Peluso and Chris Chelios and, guys like that were just awesome teammates. And we had an awesome team. We were on a roll there. We went to the finals in 92. We were so close. We had a lot of great runs and set a lot of records there. And it was just an amazing time to be a Blackhawk.
And I'm glad you mentioned the stadium too, because that really was part of the character of going to a hockey game back then as a fan. It was this really immersive, very loud, you said it, experience. Has enough time passed that we can talk about the finals against Pittsburgh?
I still have nightmares. But yeah, that was a sad deal there. We had won, I think, 11 straight to get to the finals. And then we lost 4 straight, and that was just a heartbreaker. They had a great team. Scotty Bowman, one of the best coaches ever. So, we played hard. The games were pretty close, and it just wasn't meant to be. And, looking back on it, it was a sad affair for sure. And I still look at it, that I wish I could have done better,
Well, you got retribution personally. I mean, you won the cup with Dallas, which must have felt like no other feeling imaginable.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But, in 99, we had an awesome team in Dallas, a veteran team. And Bob Gainey was the mastermind behind that. He was such an amazing general manager. He just knew, every piece to the team that we needed, he went out and got. And, you got Brett Hall for us, and Brett ended up scoring the winning goal in Buffalo. And so thankful, to Bob and Hitch and the coaching staff and all my teammates, just awesome teammates. And, I thank those guys whenever I see them. And that's what we designed this package here. I gave one of these to each one of my teammates. And
that's cool.
Their name is on the chalice right up here. So each guy has his name on there, and each guy got his bottle number. So like I was number 20, so I get bottle number 20. And Mike McDonald, number 9, he got number 9 bottle. So Roman Turek, number 1, got the first bottle.
That's awesome.
I'm very proud of that package and what it means to me and my teammates. And, I didn't get to give all the teammates their bottles yet because COVID. And then a lot of the guys live in Canada, and I can't deliver these bottles to Canada until we're licensed in Canada. So half the guys have their bottles and half the guys don't. So we're thinking about going on, as soon as things open up, we're going to go on a bit of a tour across Canada, and we may hand deliver the rest of the bottles to the guys, which would be just fantastic.
That'd be a fun thing to look forward to for sure, for you and the guys.
Yeah.
Let's say you mentioned COVID-19 earlier.
Yeah,
you are
for sure.
you are doing something
The
for first
Belfour
responders.
Spirit.
You are doing something for first responders with Belfour.
Yes. So, in Chicago. Yeah. And so every bottle that we sell in Illinois, it goes to provide a meal for first responders, like all the police officers and medical and ambulance will get meals. We're very proud to support that group and help out in any way we can. So, every bottle we sell provides meals, and we thank all the Belfour Spirits drinkers out there. It's much appreciated, and it's obviously a very worthy cause to help these folks out, and with what's going on. So thank you very much to all you folks that are buying Belfour Spirits and helping out.